Hello racing fans and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. I trust that everyone is well, and what a weekend we're looking forward to. We race at the Big T on Saturday and Kenilworth on Sunday, but because it's such a major feature race day on the South African racing calendar, we are concentrating on the Betway Summer Cup, featuring a whole lot of other supporting features on the day, and it promises to be an absolute blast with lots of carryovers for us punters as well. What's the carryover for the Pick Six? Well, they are going with a 2 million carryover estimated pool, 10 million there. We will be giving you a Pick Six on the show. You can use it as a guide, and you can structure your bets around the numbers that have been provided on the show. And then there is 500,000 Rand carryover to the quartet, and that estimated pool is 2 million Rand, and I'll be giving you my quartet for the day, which comes up in race number 7. All that will be on the show. I've picked out 3 horses as well, and I've given a bonus treble with my fancy in this year's Summer Cup. So there'll be 2 trebles up, and we'll see how those 2 trebles are being structured as well. But all that will be on the World Sports Betting menu. We're recording the show early in the week, so keep an eye on scratchings, etc. And away we go. Let's begin in race number 2. We're going to begin early, and I think punters can bank the cash here. On what I saw on debut from Malik, that's a Roy Magnus runner, I just think with natural improvement is going to be a hard horse to beat. He was around 8-1 in the betting, jumped out, and he just showed natural early pace and speed, and he only found one better on the day, and that horse, Forstanova, is highly thought of by the stable of Johan Janse van Vieren. And Forstanova, by the way, runs on Thursday at the Vaal. Keep a close eye on Forstanova. This horse on the World Sports Betting menu at the time of recording is priced up at around 33-10. I think if Forstanova comes out and wins well, you are going to get much shorter odds than 33-10. When I look at the opposition, well, there is some form to work around. But I think also the key could be Muzieni's choice of ride. He could have ridden a few others in the field, but he's chosen to ride a horse that must have given him an excellent field on debut, and that is Malik. From that form line, there have been 3 runners. A horse that ran 3.5 lengths back from Robin Klaassen called Godfather ran a good second from that form line as well. And I just feel, I looked at this field, there are a few unknowns in the race, of course, first timers as well. But on what this individual showed first time out, I was really pleased with that run, and I think he can get off to a flying start here. Race 2, horse number 7, Malik. Then we move along to race number 3, and this will be the start of the place accumulator, guys. And I think for me, providing this horse on Trackside, I personally think a banker in all bets. Place accumulator, you can safely banker her. I say her because she is taking on the boys, and with her rating of 106, I think she is very cleverly placed by her trainer, Johan Janse van Vieren. All you need to do is just have a look at the best weighted column. She's an absolute standout here at a 120, ahead of Castletown and Forever Mine, who are 114. And against this type of field, well, with this type of weight on her back, all you need to do is have a look at her performances at this track. She's won 3 times from 7 tries here with 3 places. Of course, in distance record, 4 tries for 2 wins and a second. And the jockey and horse combination, that's DeMello and Bon Vivant, well, he's had 7 rides for 3 wins and 2 seconds. So he knows the filly well. She was a winner last time out. She did it in fine style as well. I personally think that she won easier than the margin suggests. This daughter of Williams Longsword, whatever beats her wins, and she is a banker in all bets. I'm really confident here. Race number 3, horse number 10, Bon Vivant. Then we move along to one of the main events for the afternoon, and this is the Johnson's Workwear Dingans for the 3-year-olds. It's a Group 2 over 1,600 meters. And we also, what happened last time out with Schumacher, the Mike de Kock runner, taking nothing away from the winner. Ansfield Rocket, who looks to be a progressive type. He looks to have a very exciting career ahead of him. And Schumacher, Mike de Kock's runner, well, he was 2 from 2 as a juvenile, won over 14 and 1600 meters. And then he was given a break. He was given a long layoff, this individual. We didn't see him in any of the feature races as a juvenile. He was given 6 months off. And you could see last time out that this break has done this horse a world of good. He's really come out flying as a 3-year-old. It was straight into the Group 3 Graham Beck Stakes. They took their chances. He was drawn 16 out of 16. And having a look at that ride from Richard Foree, there was no hurry. There was no hustle from the jump to try and get a position. He was just dropped out to last and turning into the straight. Well, you have to have a look at the replay to see how much a horse Richard had. He was just swinging on this individual, number 9, Shoemaker. And then halfway down the straight, it was decision time for Richard. Does he make his run on the outside or does he go to the inside of the track? And in split seconds, these jockeys make these decisions. And he decided to make his run to the middle of the track. And that's where everything went horribly wrong for this horse, because there was horses in front of him and the gaps were closing, and they were closing quickly. He was trying to find a way through. When he did try and find a way through, the door shut in his face. He was severely checked. He was badly hampered, and I thought that was it for Schumacher, because how was he going to recover from that? There were horses in front of him that were motoring, and he had to break his stride, and break his stride badly. But miraculously, he did find daylight. He found daylight very late in the race, and he made a run. And I say miraculously because how on earth he managed to run second after all of that interference and the traffic issues that he had. It was just mind-blowing to see the way he ran on for second. So there were hard luck stories, and they were proper hard luck stories for this horse, Shoemaker. And again, I say take nothing away from the winner, Anfield's Rocket. But this horse, everything went wrong for him down the lane at Turffontein. And he'll be here to set the record straight. He's drawn 11 out of 13, which is not ideal, but Richard Foree is going to be much sharper on this horse this time round. And that last start would have brought him on as well. It's now 1600 meters, and the way he turned on the speed last time out, the extra furlong was no doubt going to suit him much better than 7 furlongs that last time out. And we know, as a young horse, he did win over 1600 meters as well. So, with no hard luck stories this time round, I think it's going to take a very, very good horse to beat him. And he's a banker in everything. That is Shoemaker in race number 6 in what is a grade 2. The Johnson's Workwear Dingaans over 1600 meters. So those are the 3 horses that I've gone for on Trackside as a Trackside treble. But I mentioned that we're going to give you one more runner, and I'm going to pick out my fancy in this year's Betway Summer Cup and include it in 2 of the runners from the 3 thus far as a treble as well. But I promised you that at the top of the show that it's busy, there's carryovers, there's enough to chase on the day. So I think the first one we'll begin is with the pick 6, a guided pick 6 that will begin in race number 4, and you need to get your bets on by 13.20, a carryover of 2 million, and just jot these numbers down, guys. 10 million rand estimated in that pool. In the first leg of the pick 6, I'm going with 4 horses. All this will be numerical order. Number 2, Sweet Pepper. Number 4, Godsmack. 6, Alula Star. And 11, Kiss Me Captain. Numbers 2, 4, 6, and 11 in the first leg of the pick 6. Then we move along to race number 5, which is the Betway Merchants. It's a group 3. And I think this is a race where you'll do really well to get through with the minimum spend. And I'm hoping that we have done just that. We've gone with 6 runners. Number 1, Big Burn. Number 2, Sound of Warning. Number 3, Desert Miracle. 4, Full Velocity. 10, Now I Got You. And 11, Moon Shining Through. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and 11 then. Then on to race number 6. And have we spoken when we spoke about our horse for our trebles for the day? Shoemaker is a banker. That's horse number 9 in the pick 6. In the 7th race, which is the Group 1 over 2,000 meters, the Betway Summer Cup as it's now known, Well, we're going to take a safety and we're going to include both runners here because both runners dominate from the Mike de Kock stable. They're on top of the World Sports Betting Board. Sparkling Water, number 4, who did us a big turn winning at the Hollywood Bets Durban July. We liked her a lot. And number 5, Safe Patchy, who is a talented horse. He's a very talented individual, and I think he's got a very exciting 4-year-old career ahead of him. We'll include both in the pick 6, numbers 4 and 5. And then in the next race, well, usually these races, the best way to call them is a guide. It's the Ipitombi Challenge. It's a group 2 over 1600 meters, but I think this race spells trouble. So we've included the field because thus far the pick 6 is not costing much. So we've included the field there at the time of recording. All 12 runners go to post, so we'll multiply that firm up to 12. And then the last race, which is race number 9 over 3,200 meters. If you're running in this pick 6, ideally you'd like to have the field because anything can happen over these marathon distances. But I've managed to narrow it down to half the field, 4 of the 8 runners, and those runners will be number 2, Marching On Together, number 4, Motown Magic, number 5, Aramanu, and number 6, El Fatik. So both the de Kock runners go in there, 2, 4, 5, and 6. And that perm, if you multiply it out, will cost you 2,104 Rand. So that is a pick 6 guide. Then let's go to race number 7. And in the 7th race, which is the main event for the day, I mentioned there is a carryover in that quartet of 500,000 Rand. It's estimated to reach 2 million Rand. And this is how I've played the quartet. You can jot the numbers down. For first, we're going with our 2 horses that we got on our pick 6. We're going with the obvious. We're going with the fancied result for first. Sparkling Water and Safe Passage, numbers 4 and 5. I do load up in race number 2. I include another 5 runners to that perm. So along with 4 and 5, we're including 6, 7, 8 and 9, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that second leg will read 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And for the leg 3 and leg 4, you can include the same numbers. A numerical order, it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 16 and 17. So it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10, 13, 14, 16 and 17. And we'll multiply that perm out and we'll put the cost of it on the World Sports Betting show. At the end, we'll see what the spend is for that as well. So you got a quartet, you got a pick 6, you got 3 horses to follow. And then I mentioned then we'll do a bonus pick 3 with my fancy for the Summer Cup this year. And my fancy, well, I mentioned now we are all in with Sparkling Water, who won the Hollywood Bets Durban July. But this time around for the Summer Cup, the Betway Summer Cup, I'm going to be in the camp of horse number 5, Safe Passage, to maybe reverse the form with Sparkling Water. That's the runner I'm going with there. Safe Passage to win this year's Summer Cup, and there'll be a treble up with Safe Passage as well. So that's it, guys. We've done the 3 to follow with our selection for the Betway Summer Cup, which is going to be Safe Passage, 2 trebles up on the World Sports Betting menu. We've given you a pick 6 guide, and we've given you a quartet as well for the main race. Well, there's something exciting happening in the month of December. I've just been told that you can win yourself an iPhone if you are playing at a World Sports Betting outlet. All you need to do is your spend needs to be more than 5 Rand on your ticket. And if it's a losing ticket, you just write your details on the back, put it in the lucky bin that's provided in store. And on every Tuesday during the month of December, somebody is going to get a Christmas gift. Somebody is going to get an iPhone, because that is an amazing prize. Every Tuesday, well, Tuesdays become iPhone days at World Sports Betting. So that is a lovely, exciting competition for you to get involved in when you visit the store. That's it, guys. You got everything that you need. All that's left for me to do now is wish you all the best for the weekend. especially if you're playing in those massive pools. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. Hopefully everything falls into place and you catch a few exotics over the weekend or whatever bet you're playing, because it's going to be bumper pools in a very exciting race meeting at the Big T Turffontein. On behalf of the sponsor, World Sports Betting, as always, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Until next week, you take care. Salami Kaashle.